What if the idea that secret societies no longer exist is itself the greatest success they ever achieved? In a world where everything feels exposed, where people share their lives openly and information travels instantly, it's comforting to believe that secrecy is impossible. But history shows something very different. As societies evolve, power doesn't disappear, it learns how to hide better. Secret societies were never really about strange symbols, secret handshakes, or underground rituals. Those were just filters, ways to test loyalty and silence. The real objective was always influence: who decides, who benefits, and who never gets a seat at the table. And influence doesn't need publicity to survive. When older secret groups were questioned or exposed, they didn't vanish. They adapted. Visibility became a weakness. Instead of standing apart from society, power learned to merge with it. Today, the most influential groups don't look secret at all. They look professional, legal, and completely normal. Think about how often governments change, but systems remain the same. Leaders rotate, parties rise and fall, yet economic structures, global priorities, and power hierarchies barely move. That kind of continuity doesn't happen by accident. Modern secret networks don't recruit followers, they position people. Finance, media, technology, education, defense, law. When influence exists across all these areas, control doesn't need force, it becomes automatic. Major decisions that affect millions are rarely spontaneous. They're planned quietly, discussed privately, and executed publicly. By the time people debate them, the direction is already set. Public opinion becomes a reaction, not a cause. This is how power works today: subtle, patient, and invisible. Technology didn't destroy secrecy, it refined it. When everyone is distracted, overwhelmed, and constantly consuming information, almost no one has time to question deeper structures. Noise replaces truth, speed replaces understanding. People feel free because they can choose, but rarely ask who designed the choices. In the past, knowledge was controlled by keeping it hidden. Today, it's controlled by burying it under endless content. The effect is the same: confusion, dependence, and compliance. People often demand proof. But true power avoids leaving evidence. It works through institutions, policies, traditions, and accepted norms. Everything looks lawful. Everything feels routine. Nothing triggers alarm. Meetings aren't secret when they're called summits. Influence isn't questioned when it's labeled expertise. Control doesn't feel like control when it promises stability. One of the most ignored truths is generational power. Wealth, access, and connections don't reset with time. They compound. Families and networks that gained influence centuries ago still shape outcomes today, often without ever appearing in public debate. This is why revolutions rarely change systems completely. Faces change, structures stay, and when people sense that something deeper is happening, they're discouraged from asking questions. Curiosity is labeled paranoia. The word conspiracy becomes a tool, not to disprove ideas, but to silence them. That social pressure protects the system better than any guard ever could. So, are secret societies still active today? Maybe not in the dramatic way stories describe, but elite networks, invisible alliances, and concentrated influence absolutely exist, and they are far more effective than anything operating in the shadows ever was. They don't need to control everyone. They only need to guide decision makers and shape the narrative that explains those decisions. The most powerful form of control is when people don't realize they're being guided, and the most successful secret is convincing the world that secrets no longer matter. If this made you uneasy, that's a sign you're thinking deeper. If it made you curious, don't stop there. Stay aware, stay questioning, and remember, what remains unseen often decides everything you see.